You ever wonder what it feels like when your body betrays you in front of millions? 1 minute, you're the MVP, the superstar, the future of the league.
Bang! It's over! The Bulls win!
And the next, you're just a headline. Career over? Washed? Paul George's leg snaps like a curse. D. Rose, from MVP to limping through years of silence. Klay, first the ACL, then the Achilles. KD's Achilles pops live on national TV. Carmelo, no injury, just silence. Forgotten, rejected. But some players, they didn't vanish. They stayed in the shadows, grinding, bleeding, waiting. And when the lights came back on, they didn't just return. They reminded the world, I never left. This isn't about rings. This is about revenge, about redemption, about fighting for identity when the game forgets your name. In 2014, Paul George wasn't just rising, he was soaring. Already an all-star, already locking horns with LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals, and already known for poster dunks
What's yeah!
and clamp defense. He was that guy, the future of Indiana. But then, in a split second during a Team USA scrimmage, disaster. He landed awkwardly, going for a block, and his leg bent like a breadstick. A clean break. The crowd froze. Teammates looked away. Trainers sprinted in. His career didn't just hit pause, it hit the floor. Most thought it was over. Doctors weren't sure. The media had moved on. But PG? He went silent and went to work. 18 months of grueling rehab, pain, doubt, questions. Would he ever be the same? By 2016, he answered it all, loud.
5 now up top, George. No, oh my goodness!
He came back averaging over 23 points a game, made the All-Star team, and torched the Cavaliers with a casual 45-point playoff performance. He wasn't just back, he was better. No rings yet, but this comeback wasn't about jewelry. It was about grit. This wasn't just numbers. It was about fight, faith, and refusing to fold. From stretcher to superstar, that's not just legacy talk. That's a lesson. He wasn't just a star. He was the future. The youngest MVP in league history. A hometown savior with unmatched speed, bounce, and fearlessness. Derrick Rose made the rim look like home and the hardwood like a racetrack. Chicago was his city and the league his to take over. But then, 2012 playoffs, first round, 6 minutes left, up double digits, Rose goes up, plants hard, and with a sickening pop, his ACL was gone. Silence swallowed the arena. The MVP was down and hope went with him. What followed wasn't one injury, it was a saga. Torn meniscus, multiple surgeries, setback after setback, from explosive highlight reels to DNPs and rehab tables. Fans stopped chanting, media stopped believing, people moved on. But Rose, he kept working, quietly. No complaints, no cameras, just pain, patience, and persistence. By 2018, he was a role player with the Timberwolves. Most thought he was just filling a roster spot. Then came Halloween night. No warning, no hype, just vintage Derrick Rose unleashed. He dropped 50 points, a career high. Tears flowed at the buzzer, fans cried, teammates rushed him. It wasn't just a stat line, it was a soul-level moment. No, he didn't win a ring, but that night, that was bigger. That was heart on full display. That was D. Rose rising again, not to reclaim his crown, but to remind the world he never stopped being a king.
Here's Rose all the way! Oh! Yes!
His knee bent so badly, the broadcast cut away. 2007, one of the most gruesome injuries in NBA history. Shaun Livingston, just 21, full speed on a fast break, goes up for a layup, lands, and everything tears. ACL, PCL, MCL, dislocation, torn meniscus. It wasn't just career-threatening. Doctors considered amputation. Think about that 1 second. You're a top-tier point guard prospect. Next second, you might lose your leg. The NBA left him behind. He became a ghost, bouncing from team to team, rehab to rehab, trying to hold on to a dream that most gave up on. But Livingston didn't fold. Quietly, steadily, he rebuilt what was left. Not just his game, but his entire identity. Then came Golden State. In the middle of a splash-heavy dynasty, Livingston carved out his role. No threes, no hype, just mid-range surgical strikes and veteran calm. He won 3 rings with the Warriors, played key finals minutes, and never once flinched under pressure. He didn't come back to chase headlines. He came back to win. From nearly losing a leg to helping build a dynasty, that's not just a comeback. That's a chapter in NBA mythology.
It's an opening and throws it down.
2 brutal injuries, back to back, and still he walked back into the fire. Game 6 of the 19 finals, Klay was cooking, 30 points and rising, splashing threes, feeding the crowd, doing what Game 6 Klay always does, destroy under pressure. Then a fast break, contact, midair, a rough fall, and with a sickening twist, ACL tear. But here's the part that stamped him in NBA folklore.
Corner, Thompson connects.
In that pain, limping, clearly wrecked, he came back to shoot his free throws on one leg, like an old-school warrior refusing to fall before the final blow. But that wasn't just his last shot of the game. It felt like the last shot of his career. Then came 2020. While rehabbing the ACL, tragedy struck again. A torn Achilles, another season gone. Over 900 days off the court, and the world wrote him off. He's done, won't move the same. Just a shooter now. Critics locked in their takes. His future looked blurry. Some even saw him fading out of the league. But 2022, Klay silenced everything. His return wasn't a comeback, it was a declaration. The man lit up big games, drilled clutch shots, and brought the crowd to life again. And in true Klay fashion, he showed up in Game 6 of the finals, helping the Warriors snatch another title, his 4th ring. He didn't just return to form, he returned in style, because some legends don't fade out. They returned with rings in hand and rewrite the story on their own terms.
He was supposed to be the next Jordan, not just a star, but the guy. In the late 90s, Grant Hill was an all-star machine. 20-plus points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, smooth as silk, humble off the court, and unstoppable on it. Nike deals, MVP votes. He was that dude. But then came the ankle, or rather, the ankle that refused to heal. Between 2000 and 2004, Hill played just 47 games. Surgery after surgery, setback after setback, but it got darker. A botched operation led to a life-threatening staph infection. Not season-ending, life-threatening. Doctors told him to prepare for the worst. The league had already moved on. Hill became a memory, a what could have been. But he refused to let injuries define him. He came back, not as a superstar, but as the smartest guy in the room. Rebuilt his game, played with control, not explosion, contributed solid minutes for Phoenix and Orlando. No longer the franchise guy, but still respected and reliable. He played till age 40, from near death to 2 decades in the league. Grant Hill didn't just survive the NBA grind, he outlasted it. That's not hype, that's real legacy. An MVP, 2 finals MVPs, the most unguardable scorer on earth. Without him, the Warriors didn't stand a chance. And then an eerie sound. Not a scream, not a collision, just a snap. 2019 NBA Finals, Game 5. KD stepped back for a jumper, routine stuff, and his Achilles ripped. You could see the wave shoot up his calf. He grabbed it instantly. The arena gasped. That one move, that single step, felt like a career crashing in real time. The takes came flying. He'll never move the same again. He rushed it. That was the end of his prime. KD, he said nothing. He let the noise talk. He let the rehab answer. 2 years off the court, media buzzing, but he stayed in the shadows, grinding, sweating, rebuilding himself from scratch. Hours in isolation, training in silence. No spotlight, just silence and work. Then 2021, KD returned, not hesitant, not half speed, fully locked in. Averaged 26.9 points like he never missed a beat.
But then came Game 5 versus the Bucks. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists in 48 full minutes. No Kyrie, Harden limping, KD solo. One shoe size away from ending the champs early. He didn't just return. He reminded the league, even broken, I'm still better than your best.
Pretty good shooter in his own right. 7 of 8. And that's his first 3-point.
Twice he walked away. Twice he returned. And both times, he didn't just come back. He reshaped the league. 1993, Jordan had just completed the three-peat. He was untouchable. MVPs, scoring titles, gold medals. The man owned the sport. Then, tragedy struck. His father was murdered, and suddenly, the game lost all meaning. The killer instinct went quiet, and in a move that shocked the world, MJ retired. Just like that, the greatest player alive walked off the court, not because of injury or age, but grief. Basketball felt empty. The league felt off. But then, 1995, 2 words dropped like a bombshell. I'm back. That was it. No press tour, no drama, just a fax. And the GOAT was back in business. He dropped 55 at Madison Square Garden like he never left. And by 1996, he led the Bulls to a 72-10 season, won MVP, and started a second three-peat. That's 6 rings in 8 years, 2 retirements. No rival could touch that. Then, 2001, another comeback. He didn't need to prove a thing. He was 38, slower, but the game still burned in his blood. He dropped 51 in a game. Still clutch, still feared, still MJ. Because Jordan didn't come back to chase ghosts. He came back because the game never left him. For most players, retirement is the end. For Michael Jordan, it was just halftime.
No one had ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals, especially not against a team that just won 73 games, the best regular season squad ever. But in 2016, LeBron James didn't just rewrite the script, he burned the whole thing. Down 3-1 to the Warriors, media writing Cleveland's obituary, socials roasting LeBron's legacy. The King, he didn't flinch. He locked in Game 5, 41 points. Game 6, 41 again. He didn't just lead. He dragged the Cavs back into the fight. And then Game 7, the block. Iguodala had a clear path, 2 points on the way. But LeBron came flying out of nowhere like a heat-seeking missile and pinned it off the glass. Iconic. That play tilted history. Then Kyrie hit the dagger. Cleveland erupted. The curse was over. After 52 years of heartbreak, the city finally had a title, and LeBron delivered it. Finals MVP, 3-1 comeback complete. First title in Cavs history. He didn't just win, he fulfilled a promise. That wasn't just a championship. That was redemption. That was legacy in real time. Because in that series, LeBron didn't just conquer the Warriors, he conquered doubt.
They said he was washed. In 2019, Carmelo Anthony wasn't injured, he was ignored. No torn ACL, no career-ending fall, just silence. No team wanted him. For over a year, one of the league's deadliest scorers sat at home unwanted. From 10x All-Star to unemployed. Teams labeled him a defensive liability, a ball stopper, a relic of a past era. But Melo wasn't finished. He was just waiting, grinding in empty gyms, staying ready. And when Portland finally called in late 2019, he didn't just suit up, he showed out. In his debut month, he averaged over 16 a game and earned Western Conference Player of the Week at 35 after a full season out. Vintage jab steps, high post fades, ice-cold clutch shots. The man still had buckets. He wasn't there for the spotlight. He was there to prove one thing. He belonged. From nearly exiled to starting again, Carmelo didn't chase a farewell tour. He fought for respect, and he earned it. This wasn't about a ring. It was about redemption. Because sometimes the hardest comeback is proving you're not done yet.
13 points, 33 seconds, no timeouts, no logic, just madness. December 9th, 2004.
Rockets versus Spurs. Houston was down 8 with half a minute left. Fans were leaving, broadcasters were signing off. But then, McGrady snapped. A deep 3 over Bowen, cash. Steal, another 3, hand in his face, money. Foul, free throw. And then, with the clock dying, T-Mac pulled up again, buried it from distance, and gave Houston the lead. He scored 13 straight points in 33 seconds, leaving Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan, and every fan in the building speechless. No strategy, no setup, just raw talent taking over space and time. This wasn't a comeback over a season. This was a personal takeover in real time. A one-man hurricane, a basketball glitch in the Matrix. T-Mac never won a ring, but that night, he didn't need one. Because for those 33 seconds, he wasn't human. He was unreal. Subscribe.